from our mistakes. So set up an environment where mistakes are not punished, but learned from. That's a phrase that stuck out to me when I was attending a session at the Game Development Conference on setting up game development clubs at colleges. And I thought it was really valuable, not just for people who are in a club or who want to be in a club, which I think that's a really valuable tool, but it also highlights just how important this idea of doing something outside of what you're getting paid for, what you're getting graded on, being able to make mistakes, try things out, because that's where you get a lot of the creativity. We talked about that earlier, but also the idea we get more opportunities to try things out and figure out what doesn't work. When you figure out what doesn't work, you start to learn what does work. So having that opportunity to try things out, that's why I say practice is so important. And it doesn't have to always look like you just sitting alone in a room in the dark working on applications. It can be at a club or with other people trying things out. Maybe get together with somebody else and build an application that might not have, a value, might not be something you can, sell, but maybe you can create an open source project or just a little goofy app that you and your friends use. Those kind of things can be really big helps when it comes to learning about yourself, how you develop, learning what works and what doesn't work. One of the things they said that they interviewed a lot of people in these gaming development clubs, and they asked what was a big factor for the benefits of this club. And 42% of respondents said they're a technical gap filler. The idea that, yes, they were learning things in college, and that's great, but they needed to fill in those technical gaps. So they were learning, pieces, and what they needed to do was fill in those gaps and figure out the full process, start to finish. How does the process work? How do I, go from idea to launched product? And what are the steps in between? And getting hands-on experience with that. So practice is important. Maybe you find other people who want to practice as well and work together on that.